Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is going to be a brief board meeting. We don't have but 2 items on the agenda. So, would like to open up with Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Superintendent Corden, would you review the agenda?
I will. Thank you, Madam Chair. Good to see everyone tonight. Especially our crowd here. We have a former alum here. Welcome back, Marion. Welcome, Corey, and everyone else. The agenda is as was posted, so no changes to that. In terms of board communication, I just wanted to acknowledge we have a birthday coming up. Our chairs. That's not important.
I would like to acknowledge.
All right, moving on.
We have a birthday
Thank you.
coming up. We share a birthday.
That's true.
Hey, can we
Gemini's.
happy birthday?
Oh, come on.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Jeremy.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, this is digress. There you go. Thank you very much. All right, that's all I got tonight. Thank you.
Okay, so I kind of got out of order a little bit here. So just want to see I don't see any representation of media here in the boardroom, but do we have anyone online that is from the media that would like to introduce yourself? Okay, thank you. Just a reminder, turn your mics on and off when you speak. And you were supposed to say the Pledge of Allegiance and I jumped it. So sorry. I apologize for that. Okay, so.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Sorry, one more thing but I do think it's important to realize, just acknowledge we've got our high school and playing playoffs right now. Our girls softball team pulled off the win 6-2, beating Forest Grove. It's big news. The boys are still playing right now against Grant. And I think our lacrosse team is on the way to Forest Grove to play their game as well.
Wonderful. So if you hear an outbreak of woohoo or we'll understand that you're secretly watching the game. So, but we'll try to get us out a little bit sooner so we can go watch the game in person. Anyway, so the first up we have our Phoenix check-in, and that is with Corey Bernard. Sorry, Corey.
All right, good evening. So I'm Corey Bernard. I don't really have a lot to update on. Next slide. I do have our current attendance data. Still not great, but it has improved a little bit since March when I presented. So we're at 13.24% with 29 students out of 219, including our active and inactive, that are at 90% or above. Right now, we are really struggling with our attendance and absenteeism and trying to catch these students, making lots of calls, especially with the state testing. It's really difficult trying to persuade these juniors how important it is to show up for school when the days they show up, I have to test them. So trying to make lots of calls and get them in. So kind of seeing a little bit of a change, but not as much as I would like. So next slide. Okay. On track for graduation. This hasn't changed since March. Right now we are getting ready with our graduation, which is going to be June 10th. Going through all of our seniors that were on track to graduate. I think right now, as of today, I only had 2 of them that I'm actually really, really concerned about, that have kind of fallen off. Already got them thinking about and enrolling in summer school, but also, like, hey, I'm giving you an extra week. So I'm still hoping to have that 51.22 and maybe a little higher for our graduation of our seniors. But everybody that was on track back in March, there's only 2 that are red flag for me right now. So, okay, next. State assessments currently testing. I'm primarily doing all the testing. I do have a few other people, but mostly I am doing in small groups of 10. I have majority of 8th grade and 11th graders have completed their science and ELA as of today. Out of all my 8th and 11th, I only have 1 student that needs to complete science. And then I have about 5 or 6 that need to complete ELA. And I think I had 15 or 16 that needed to complete their math. So still on track to get those all wrapped up. And then I hope to have those done by this week. And then I'm going to be pulling and doing the seed testing with our pathways class, which is the first period of each day, and just pulling them down to our computer lab and testing them so we can make sure that we're giving everybody that opportunity. So really trying to get that everybody tested and that 90% hit. Next slides. The next ones are really just showing our prior data that I've presented before about where we were at last year. And then our STAR data. Again, I won't get any data for our state testing until after the school year's out. So I'm really hoping that this STAR 360 on your next slide. The STAR 360 longitudinal reading and math data. I'm looking forward to see how well that actually aligns with our state testing because it is supposed to be a predictor for how students do. And so I'm kind of curious to see how accurate that actually is. That's really all I have for you guys. I did want to apologize for the last board meeting where I walked out during it, but I tried to be very respectful and I didn't mean to disrespect anybody by getting up and leaving. So my apology, and that was not meant to be how I wanted to represent myself. So do you guys have any questions for me?
Doesn't look like it, but thank you so much for coming and giving us the presentation, and no offense was taken
Okay,
at your
okay.
early departure last week. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item number 2, graduation. So we just kind of want to touch base on a few housekeeping things for graduation. There are 4 of us that will be passing out diplomas this graduation. I'll get with you later. We'll do it in teams of 2, and we'll just tag team. I'll get with you, the people doing it later. There will be programs on each seat with some water, so don't worry about bringing your own water. That will be provided for you. You have already received your VIP parking pass, put that in your dash. You'll be parking down behind or over by the softball field, the new softball field back there. So please be there at 10. We'll go where we went last year into the gymnasium to gown up. And it's a great time to get to talk with some of the students, and they're very excited and taking pictures. And you might need to maybe offer to take some pictures for them so that they're not all selfies, but so, and then maybe someone will take a picture of us too, so Steve doesn't have to be the cameraman. So our names will be on our seats this year so that you'll know exactly where to sit. Before we go on, we're going to kind of go in 2 by 2 and then split and come up the stairs. We'll talk about that later the day of to make sure we, familiarize where we're going to be seated. Unfortunately, Andrew and Anne are not going to be able to attend, so that makes us very sad, but we will miss them. And the other thing we just need to be very mindful of is please remember when you're presenting diplomas to take your sunglasses off. It would be nice to see people's faces, see their eyes. So we need to be mindful of that. And also sometimes when changing, you need to stay clear of the background in the line of shot for the photographer, because sometimes we were getting ready to take our place to hand out diplomas, and we were accidentally getting in the background of some photographs being taken. So, but those are just a few thoughts on that. I'll be getting with the diploma people later. So are there any questions that you can think of?
I think I might have been guilty of keeping my sunglasses on last year. So sorry, but did we get any like formal complaints on any of?
No, we didn't, just
Okay.
me. Because actually I was wearing sunglasses and then I realized this is rude. And it was like note to self. So afterwards I put in my notes, don't do that again. So I just thought I'd share my complaint. Thank you
Well,
very much.
I understand the gravity of it. Actually, I was at RHS with the school counselor there, and I'm sitting there, and there's a picture of Michael with I think her kid like right behind her when I'm sitting in the office, and I was like, oh yeah, that's like a forever picture. So thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, great. Anybody know the score of the baseball game?
3-3.
Oh, okay. On that note, barring no objections, this meeting is adjourned.